Well, that Mississippi food, I'm in the mood for something. You got anything Mississippi over there for me?
Let's head over there. Neal McCready joins us. Rivals.com, Rebel Grove. He's wearing his Sunday best to join us on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline. What's up, Neal?
Hello, friends.
Hey, so I see the Peloton hat too. Who's your go-to Peloton instructor?
Alex Toussaint usually. I'll mix in a little Allie Love, good bit. Do the Tabata rides with her. I'll do the Wilpers rides as much as I hate them, the Power Zone rides, but I hate those rides, but I think they're good for you. And then I mix in a little bit of everybody else.
Okay. I like Allie Love. Now, Kendall Toole, I put her on, but I turn her down. I put my own headphones in.
Yeah, so Kendall is really good for the scenery, but if you let her talk too much, it'll kind of drive you a little crazy. And I used to really be into Leanne, but they've changed some of the camera angles, and the rides, frankly, aren't as good anymore.
Camera angles always good on Jess King, though.
Jess has good camera angles as well.
When it's time to get out of the saddle, it's always the best time with her. Neal McCready's with us talking Peloton there, and he's got the Next Round T-shirt if you're just on the audio with us today. First time you saw our logo, what'd you think? Did you think coffee shop, ammunition store? What'd you think it was, the Next Round?
It does kind of have a coffee shop look to it. So now that I think about it, that probably is what came to mind. Yeah. I'm a big fan of you guys. You know that. Big fan of what you've done.
Obviously, we like you a lot too. The way you've treated us over the years, we wouldn't ask you back if you were not such a good guy. Let's talk with Lane. Let's start with Lane Kiffin here. Did he find the answer at quarterback? I mean, everything Jaxson Dart says, does, and at least from over this way, looks like it's spot on, like exactly what Ole Miss needed at quarterback. Is he just what the doctor ordered?
Yeah, I think a couple things. One, he's risen the boats a little bit because Luke Altmaier's had a terrific spring. We've been to two scrimmages. The first one, I thought Dart was ahead. The second one, I thought Altmaier was ahead. They do different things. They're both young guys, too. I think in an ideal world, pre-transfer portal, NIL, quick fix college football, you would look at Jaxson Dart and think, man, his potential's out of sight. One more year maybe to develop slowly, and he's going to be a star. And I don't know that that's the case. Jaxson Dart turns 19 next month. People forget how young he is. Yeah, so – he and Altmaier both are going to compete. I think competition's going to go for a while. If you told me that they both even played a little bit early in the season before they sorted this out, I'd buy it. But look, they're going to take a small step back at quarterback. Matt Corral was terrific last year. I don't know that people really appreciate how good Matt was before the injury and even how good he was after the injury with his ankle against Tennessee. So, but Dart's got a terrific upside. You can watch him play, and you can see how people project him as an NFL quarterback.
Neal, one guy that's going to help either one of those guys is Zach Evans coming in from TCU, man. I thought he was a complete stud for a bad team last year, averaging 7 yards per carry. But what have you guys seen already from Zach?
He was terrific in the scrimmage we saw Saturday. They added Bentley, the SMU transfer, as well. They've kind of revamped that running back room. They lost Jerry and Ely and Snoop Connor and Henry Parrish, and you thought, well, it's going to be a complete disaster back there, and that's not the case. They added Quinshon Judkins, a high school kid from there in Alabama, and then they added Evans. Look, Evans is terrific. I mean, he's got a chance to be the best back in the league. There's other guys in that mix, but his ability to make that second cut, his balance, all of those things, he gives them a dimension at running back that I don't think they've had in a long time. Certainly not since I've been on the beat.
Neal McCready is with us. You can follow him on Twitter at Neal McCready, Rebel Grove. Part of Rivals.com. He's on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline. There's obviously either manufactured or truly a beef between Jimbo Fisher and Lane Kiffin right now. And we were discussing this yesterday, Neal. Does it go back to anything other than just recruiting? I don't know where their paths have really crossed.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's about either. And you don't get to pull Lane aside and go, hey, what's this about? It doesn't really happen that way. So you have to interpret it. Lane is clearly one of those guys, and I don't think he's alone. I think he has a lot of company. I think he's more vocal about it, who thinks that NIL is a good thing, but that it's a thing that probably needs to be legislated and controlled, or else it's going to get completely out of control. And I think he's one of those guys who refuses to sort of let Jimbo do the Jimbo thing with, hey, man, all these kids just want to come to College Station. I mean, hey, they love it here. Let me just look at the land. It's pretty. And yeah, they're happy to get some NIL money. No, they're coming there because A&M is using NIL as an inducement. And everybody else is too. Let's be clear. A&M's just having a ton of success with it. Ryan, you and I had this conversation, I think privately, where I told you there was a kind of a national source who I've known for a long time who said, look, if NIL gets to continue with no legislation, kind of the way it is today, where there are no limits, Texas A&M, Texas, USC are going to become the three most dominant programs in college football, and it's going to happen quickly. And you're sort of seeing that on the recruiting trail with Texas A&M. They're able to get in on absolutely anyone in large part because of what they can do with NIL. And I don't know that there's a beef between Lane and Jimbo. I think Kiffin is making sure that he's putting it out there that, hey, this is why this is happening with Texas A&M. It's nothing else. It's not winning. It's not tradition or the 12th man or any of that goofy stuff with their rings banging on the table and all that. This is absolutely about NIL money, and it's an amount of money that is such that a lot of programs, including Power 5 SEC programs like Ole Miss, simply cannot navigate in that space. Those waters are too treacherous. They can't get in.
I was going to ask you a different question, but you touched on Texas A&M, Texas, and USC there. If this NIL money is able to still to go, but I'm always led to believe that all we're doing is moving money from over here to now calling it NIL. So why is Ohio State, Alabama, and those programs going to go away if the NIL is able to continue with the free reign like it is right now? Where will Alabama and Georgia and Ohio State go?
It's a great question, and I don't know the answer. I think what you see with A&M is you see people that are and corporate people, business people are able to now get in on a space that they weren't comfortable being in before because it can be completely above board. It can be, you can with tax write-offs and all of that stuff. It's not cash in a duffel bag, if you will. It's legit over-the-table stuff, and you can get some return on your investment. Student athletes can endorse your products, things like that. Where it goes with other programs that have been able to be very good at navigating the former quote NIL end quote way. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea.
Neal, I've lost a duffel bag full of money at Mississippi casinos. I mean, surely you guys can get in the game. I mean, it's not traceable. Trust me.
And I still think that stuff's happening. I just, Lane's clearly carving out a niche for himself. I mean, this is just a theory that I have, and it's nothing but a theory. I've not had a chance to run it by too many people. I think Lane had a ton of success with transfer portal. They've completely revamped their roster. They went from, Ole Miss is going to take this big step back to now people talking about 9-10 wins this year because of what they were able to do in the transfer portal. And I think a part of him is concerned that, and again, this is just theory, I just kind of wonder if he's worried that with the NIL money going where it's going, if some of the programs that he thought would be more active with high school guys will now be more active in the portal and make his path towards being competitive here, which I think he clearly views to be the portal, more complicated.
Well, with Texas A&M, and USC, I didn't see an Aston Martin, and I saw Lane Kiffin and Jaxson Dart with an Aston Martin. Where did that come from? Whose car was it? And is it Jaxson Dart's now?
It is not Jackson's car. I think, believe it or not, it was a rental, and he had arranged something with a rental where as long as he got the car was photographed in some of the tweets and such that he's known for, that was be part of the deal. I think that kind of got flagged. I don't think you're going to see that happen moving forward.
The Aston Martin was one and done?
The NCAA can't do a damn thing about Bill Self, but by God, they can handle an Aston Martin on recruiting.
They have to give him a trophy, but they're going to take away a Photoshop car? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's a big tournament for the Kansas City Jayhawks.
Yeah, it was.
All right, he is Neal McCready. Go follow Neal on Twitter, at Neal McCready. Read him, rebelgrove.com, part of Rivals. And as always, he is on this show a good bit. And You get tons of videos and things like that on YouTube. They just do a tremendous job there. Neal, thank you for the time as always, man. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, man.
Neal, I apologize for the short segment there. Brown's watching golf. He lost track of the
Neal's
clock.
got practice. What time's practice start, Neal?
Yeah.
We got media like at 11:45.
See?
So
Okay.
Would you like to apologize to me now or after Neal leaves? I don't want him to see us fight, Jim.
Okay, I'll apologize after Neal leaves. Thank you, Neal.
I'm just surprised we didn't talk about how the Thunder finally lost a game they needed to lose last night. I was excited about it. I thought we were going to talk Utah, Oklahoma City basketball.
Just ran out of time.
Hey, I checked the baseball standings today. Your Cubs are still in first place.
Wow.
First place, undefeated.
See you, Neal. Thank you.
Yeah.
Neal McCready on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.